in Lviv and headed to the site of the attack. Joe Biden's secret meetings in Warsaw holds talks with the Ukrainian defense and foreign minister. Joe Biden warns Russia attacks, says if the NATO nations are attacked, the West will hit back harder.
Okay.
There could be a big announcement tonight as Joe Biden says he will make a significant statement anytime now. Welcome. The massacre in Birbhum, Bengal showed the world the harsh reality of the law and order situation in Bengal. The truth that a section of the media wants to keep under wraps because for them, any anti-BJP force has to be supported for anything, no matter what, even if that means maintaining a convenient silence. A hashtag convenient silence when women and children are chopped and burned to death. Even if that means that the truth about mothers being slaughtered and grandmothers being burnt with diesel and newlyweds being killed together, all of this, even if all of this has to be concealed, and there is a convenient silence that replaces it all, for this group, this lobby, it's worth it. This whole group, which is made up of a mix of sold-out journalists, lawyers, activists, members of the academia, and of course politicians, has always kept a very disciplined silence when it comes to issues that may be tricky for non-BJP parties to handle. In fact, on many occasions, this lobby encourages active hypocrisy to protect political interests, which is exactly what they did this week over Birbhum. They just refused, ladies and gentlemen. They refused to open their mouths about it. And if they did, it was in one perfunctory news report or a couple of lines in their pamphlets. This, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot tolerate. This, I believe, must be questioned so harshly that the real political colors of the lobby are there for all to see. And viewers, I want you to see this for what it is. It is a collective and a hashtag convenient silence, which unless confronted will continue to hurt national interest. So this weekend, let's come together and question this convenient silence so much, so openly, that it becomes utterly inconvenient for the lobby to continue with it any longer. And that is my main debate tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Birbhum and beyond, is there an underlying pattern of the lobby to maintain a convenient silence on these issues? And debate number 2 this weekend, has the conflict in Ukraine accelerated the formation of a new world order? Ladies and gentlemen, these are my 2 big debates. And first, let's begin with the main news report, the subject of the debate number 1 this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, all of last week, the Lutyens media and the lobby tried to pretend that the Birbhum massacre did not happen. They said it was a killing. They called it a feud. They called it an incident of violence. Some said, like the politicians did, that no, it was not a massacre. There was an explosion in a TV set which led to the explosion of a gas cylinder and people just self-combusted. And some members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, what do I say about them? They tried to black out the coverage or deliberately play it down with a spin. Just imagine the conspiracy of this convenient silence when over 8 people have been cut to pieces and then burnt in one of the most gruesome crimes in the country of this decade. I want to question tonight this convenient silence, and I hope that you will join me as I do so.
Hear the cries of these families as Birbhum was burning. The nation has watched in shock and horror the stories of barbarism, one of the most gruesome crimes in independent India. Women were charred to death, no placards were seen. Witness says family cut into pieces, no candlelight vigils.
ছেলে বলল মা আমার নানিকে আমাদের চোখের সামনে মেরে ফেলেছে।
Grotesque massacre, no petitions on social media. Homes razed to the ground, no letters to president. Children chopped and burned, no break the silence protest.
খবরটা আমার সেই দিন দরকার ছিল যেদিন আমার মা খালা বলছে বিটি পুলিশ পাঠাও, এর কাছে গিয়ে পুলিশ পাঠাও, ফোনে ফোনে কাকে বলবো, কোথায় যাবো।
Grandmothers set on fire, no tweet storms.
যে আমার নানিকে জ্বালিয়ে দিল, আমার নানি কোনো রকম মাজা লেকড়ে লেকড়ে উঠছিল, তখন তাকে ধরে বলছে বেঁচে আছে বলে আবার পেট্রোল ঢেলে আগুন লাগিয়ে দেয়।
The same lobby that held Not in My Name protests, the same lobby that hailed Shahin Bagh, the same lobby that is the first to bat for anti-Modi rhetoric, conveniently goes silent on all other issues. This section of so-called journalists, lawyers, activists and NGOs have buried their heads like ostriches when their own was in question. This for the lobby, the cocktail activists, the Jhola Brigade, the pseudo-intellectuals has only and only been about doing what is convenient for them. So let's question the convenient silence. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Now I'll begin the debate. And joining me on the debate this evening, with me here in the studio, I have Ambar Zaidi, well-known and vocal social activist. And I have with me the unstoppable digital world wonder, columnist, and of course, very, very avid vlogger, Ishkaran Bhandari. And I have with me here in the studio, Sunit Chopra of the Communist Party, but he comes as a political analyst.
Yes.
And I hope that doesn't mean you're defensive about your Communist Party background.
I don't have to defend them.
That's right.
They are in the forefront of the struggle even now.
That's all right. And Taslim Rahmani is joining us today. He informs me he's no longer with the SDPI and is president of the Muslim Political Council of India. Thank you very much. And with me also this evening is Monojit Mandal. He's from the Trinamool Congress, joins us as a political analyst. Shikha Mukherjee, senior journalist. We have Syed Asad Abbas from Bangalore. We have Priyanka Tibrawal of the BJP, an advocate who took on Mamta Banerjee in a recent election. It was a spirited fight. And Sardar R.P. Singh, national spokesperson of the BJP. I want to begin with Priyanka Tibrawal joining the debate this evening with Professor Monojit Mandal. I just want to tell you all viewers, it is so convenient, isn't it? So convenient, Priyanka. When the women and children are chopped and charred to death, when Republic is investigating and digging deep, when we are bringing details of the testimony of eyewitnesses who speak to mothers being slaughtered, grandmothers being burnt, newlyweds being barbarically murdered, these testimonies are there. The whole country is outraged. But there is a convenient silence of a whole group of people, including large sections of the media, who call it a feud.
Yes.
Who don't want to recognize it for what it is, a complete collapse of the law and order situation in Bengal. Why this convenient silence, Priyanka?
Yes, I would like to question, as you question, I would like to question the Buddhijivis of Bengal who are always seen lighting a candle in their hand and doing that march. Why aren't they on the streets today? See, it is not a shock for the kind of approach which we have seen from the Chief Minister and her government, because if you remember how brazenly the CM denied the existence of post-poll violence, although the NHRC reports and facts present appeared that yes, there was violence, but even then she stuck to the same facts that no, there wasn't any violence. And today, when her own party people are involved in this, it is she who was telling the police and the DG whom to arrest, whom not to arrest. She says that the SIT is capable of doing things. Now, this was my submission before the High Court as well, in the matter as I appeared in person in the same matter of Rampurhat, where I said that why does a chief minister need to tell the DG whom to arrest and whom not to arrest? And she was seen on media telling Arnab that, give sections which are strong so that they cannot get bail. Now, you can't guide a police how he has to investigate in the matter. So this could be well understood that if names of TMC leaders emerge out during this investigation? She would have told them that struck off the names. That's the only reason that the court showed no kind of acceptance that the state police should continue with this investigation, no kind of trust on the state police. And the matter was handed over to the CBI.
Yeah. But why was it? Why was there a silence about it? I think there's a newspaper in Kolkata, which gives very aggressive single-word headlines. You know, used to be a newspaper, now is a complete and absolute shame of a pamphlet, which called this a feud. Now, my question is, how is this a feud? How is it, Monojit Mandal, convenient to play all of this down and move on? You know, women and children have been killed. Dead bodies were surreptitiously buried without being returned. Bodies of children were not returned to their parents.
No.
Right? A channel in Delhi calls it violence hit village. Almost as if a natural calamity hit the village. No. 1 minute. You know, why this convenient silence over anything and everything that is seen to possibly be against a party which is non-BJP?
Why do you really see silence in Bengal, Arnab?
Where was the candlelight vigil, Monojit?
We have been all.
Where was the petition? Where was the placard?
Incident. Because, yeah, I'll tell you why.
Condemnation means nothing. Where was the placard? Where was the march? Where was the vigil? Where was the outrage? Where was the walk to Rashtrapati Bhavan? Why not?
Taken action. Chief Minister herself went to the place and neutralize the tension. That's the simple reason that people are now happy, including the victims.
Taslim Ramani is countering you. Taslim Ramani as well. Taslim Ramani is on the debate.
Went over there with a welcome gate at the outskirts of the lane. And then you instruct who has to be arrested, who has not to be arrested. Arnab, there is a famous Urdu idiom. Kharbuza churi pe gire ya churi kharbooze pe gire. Katra kharbooze ko hai. और चूंकि खरबूजा कट गया है तो neither Rahul Gandhi nor Priyanka Gandhi nor even the Muslim organization who have supported the Trinamool Congress.
What are you trying to say? You are trying to say that this was 1 minute. I want to bring in Ishkaran also into the debate, but my question is Ishkaran on one side and Taslim Ramani on the other. Taslim Ramani, first of all, do you admit? 1 minute. Taslim Ramani, do you admit that is it convenient to avoid the candlelight vigils and petitions on cases like this? I am just been thinking over the last few days that what happened to all this activist lobby suddenly?
All this is the pseudo-secularist people. Pseudo-secular. I am using the word which L.K. Advani used to use those days. These are the pseudo-secularists. At the name of secularism, Trinamool Congress has looted the Muslim vote in West Bengal. At the name of secularism, Samajwadi Party has looted the Muslim vote in Uttar Pradesh. And Tejasvi Yadav looted the Muslim vote inside the Bihar and gave nothing to them.
What about the SDPI, which you were a part of till recently?
SDPI is nowhere in the governance. I am talking about these white-collar political parties who claim themselves as the savior of secularism.
What is the reason for the convenient silence in your view in the case of Birbhum?
It is because ये 8 मुसलमानों को कौन पूछता है? मर गए तो मर गए.
The victims were Muslim.
8 मर गए तो मर गए.
You're saying it's because the victims were Muslim.
It is because I tell it. Because the first person who was killed was a Muslim. In retaliation, he belonged to the TMC. In retaliation, these Congress Muslims, they killed 8 people, they murdered.
But you've always maintained that the BJP is a party which is anti-Muslim. You know, 1 minute, just 1 minute. That 1 minute. 1 minute. It's not another question. It's not another question.
We are a very soft fodder for everybody in the country, including BJP.
You have always maintained that the BJP is an anti-Muslim party.
The Home Minister has stated, I've got his statement, that it is a non-political murder.
Now, what do you mean?
Amit Shah, पूरे उस पे आ रहा है. Okay, this is a non-political
I don't
murder.
think Amit Shah has decided on what this murder has been. I don't think he has made any such conclusive statement. Sir, you are wrong, sir. The Home Minister will not make a comment pending investigation. The fact of the matter is, Sunit Chopra, you are very uncomfortable today.
I'm not uncomfortable.
You are.
Because I know there is a demonstration going on of young people today, massive demonstration. And also, Biman Basu and in fact, Muhammad Salim have both gone there. Yes, So all this has been done.
No, I don't think. I think your response is very half-hearted.
No, my response is not half-hearted. I do know that in these situations,
are the local leaders there.
They are local leaders, bhai.
Why your leaders?
Why is Rahul Gandhi not there?
Why Rahul?
Hathras was there.
Amber, before you, yes, Ishkaran. Taslim Memani, 1 minute. I'm going to Ishkaran for a minute. I'm going to Ishkaran. Yeah.
Two simple points. Anytime something happens in a non-BJP state, pardon my Italian, the concept of omerta kicks in, where they will not speak anything, the code of honor or the code of dishonor comes in, where public intellectuals, self-certified intellectuals, liberals, retails, just think they will not speak. Unfortunately for them, there is Gitsar Public TV, which breaks these news. Unfortunately for them, there is social media. Unfortunately for them, now in cinema, there is a Kashmir Files, because their omerta thought that they will not speak about events in non-BJP states and facts will not come out. 8 people of this country have been charged to death. They happen to be Muslims, so are you charged, whatever. I don't even want to go into details, and this doesn't happen only in West Bengal. All non-BJP ruled states, you will never see a petition being filed in Supreme Court. You will never see a candlelight march. You will never see a public debate. You will never see democracy under threat. Why is democracy not under threat when law and order is collapsing like this? You will not see that. This is your concept of omerta, and unfortunately that will not work in Bharat anymore. These Italian concepts, these communist concepts will stop to work in Bharat. That is why you've been reduced to dustbin of history.
I'll put it very straight and very bluntly. If I just can be given 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Why not?
No, my point is...
And I would like the Home Minister to be played on television.
So can I just say a word? You see, what I feel here is that, and Amber, it's moments like this that make us think. I have said that it doesn't matter what the religion of the victims is, right? The fact is that the harsh reality is women and children were chopped and charred to death.
Of course.
Right? Grandchildren saw their grandmothers being diesel poured over them and them being burnt. The fact is this happened in our country.
And and especially in the land of Kali, the state which is ruled by a woman.
Yes, absolutely, Amber. But you know, I didn't bring in the religious angle. Mr. Taslim Rahmani brought in the religious angle. Now,
the political parties were being politicizing and polarizing.
Can I complete my point?
It would be a Hindu-Muslim. That's why I brought.
Can I please complete my point? My point is, and just think about it, had any members of the minority community been killed in this manner in a BJP-ruled state? Had this
otherwise.
Suppose this happened in Naroda,
please, let me complete my sentence. See, Amber, I'm talking to you, Amber. Had this happened in Uttar Pradesh, God forbid, right? Then today, by today, Shikha Mukherjee, right, and Monojit Mandal, right, and Sunit Chopra would have been saying the country is gone, we are genocidal. They would be writing articles. They would be.
I told you where it happened. Naroda Patia. An MP was killed, and a whole lot of people
in this country don't feel safe. Now there is an attempt, on the contrary, to localize this event as a local feud, at a local level matter, which must not be given an all-India spin. Am I wrong here, Amber?
No.
This is what worries
you. You are absolutely right. And
it's got an all-India spin.
This is the same pattern, not this time. Every time something happens in BJP-ruled state or not BJP, we see the outrage. You see the selective outrage. Everybody is so they shout their guts out on social media, on TV. They write articles and they try to. They even claim to go to the UN. Now, where are they now?
They are all calling for CBI.
I was receiving mails and messages on social media, on my emails, that this has been going on Bengal, and everybody was silent. I see the silence of Priyanka Gandhi. She was so active.
Let her finish.
Shouting.
This is completely wrong. If you're going to take my name, then give me a chance.
What is wrong? Yes.
Which is
I was
yes, it is a barbaric incident. It is a completely unacceptable incident, and I have been saying so for the last 4 days. And I don't see why I should be branded as somebody who maintains silence.
Why there is no action on ground? Why people are not on ground shouting and taking
my job is to say it and to write it.
No, no.
And
I'm showing
not to
the
go on
placard.
That's not
candlelit
Mr. Birbhum,
vigils
that's Amber.
and not
Mr. Birbhum is on the left.
and not to make a political point on this. Please, I am
Raise
neither
your
an
voice.
apologist for the
And not
BJP
to say
nor
that
am I
there
an
should be an
apologist of the
investigation by the
TMC.
CBI.
No,
Not
because
to say that the
we are seeing
CBI.
this silence because
Can I not have everyone coming, please? I can't hear everyone. I can't hear everyone. I'm just putting on the screen. Anand, I'm directing you. Anand, that's Shikha and Ms. Tibrewal on the other side. Thank you, everyone. Please be quiet. Yeah, thank you.
See, we never saw any kind of demand.
No, can I have Tibrewal respond 1 minute?
Sorry,
Amber, just give me a minute. Amber, give me a minute.
This is simply
Just
not
1
on.
minute. Yeah. Complete your point. Complete your point.
Okay, the point that I'm making
I wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah, please do. First ask the question and I'll complete my point.
Thank you very much. Where is the Aparna Sen lobby today, which was writing letters to the Prime Minister saying lynchings of Muslims must be stopped immediately?
I'm not Aparna Sen's conscience keeper. Arnab, I'm not Aparna Sen's conscience keeper.
But isn't you're not, and thank God for that. Thank God for that. I mean, for that a person must have a conscience first of all for anyone to keep their conscience.
Them on
but my question is,
save street dogs. They are there on the streets present to save the street dogs.
I think what is missed is the fact that there have been vigils, there have been marches, there have been protests, and the chief minister. And I think that Priyanka Tibrewal, having been a contestant in this in a recent election, has to get her political sense right. I mean, the fact is that the chief minister of West Bengal was responding to the intensifying pressure on her to do something and to take a stand.
You become communal in your own way whenever it is convenient for you. You fight for the street dogs, but do not raise your voice for people.
Ms. Tibrewal, I'm sorry, I'm not a political activist like you. Nor am I a member of a party.
I am also a social activist.
What on earth do you? My job is to say what I say. My job is to write what I write. Agree with it, disagree with it, but it doesn't mean that you ask me, why aren't you doing this? I have no reason to do anything at your behest.
In whatever means, in whatever ways I can. So as you said, you are a writer. You have a social responsibility to pay it back to the society. But you remain mum. Now that is what that is the reason that we are questioning.
She went rushing to Bobtui, and from Bobtui she made a series of statements which are very revealing. You don't even have the political sense to understand how revealing her statements were there.
Bring down the political party in your own manner. That is why you raise your voice. I just question you. Why didn't you raise your voice in this particular issue? Where you saw the chief minister yesterday speaking to the DG.
Why should I raise my voice?
Whom not to arrest. Why didn't you say then?
Why should I raise my voice? You are raising your voice. You are the political voice. I'm not a political voice. What kind of... I mean, this is irresponsible on your part. You're completely irresponsible to demand.
Ms. Mukherjee, I think, just 1 minute. Ms. Mukherjee, I find one thing very interesting. I've always found it very interesting. Can I share something with you? Ms. Mukherjee, 1 minute. Ms. Mukherjee, can I share something with you? I find it very, very interesting.
Please go ahead.
Like people in Bollywood. Thank you so much. Like people in Bollywood, SK is coming in, and Mr. R.P. Singh, I'm deliberately coming to you at the very end on this. There are some people in Bollywood, they used to say, we are just from Bollywood, we are only actors, actresses, cinematographers, lyricists. Humko politics mein mat bulaiye.
Job description changes depending on the state it happens in.
But if anything happens to Pakistan, they come to the defense of Pakistan, then they become diplomats, generals and political analysts.
Not in politics. Yes. But we are committed to certain values.
But the job description changes in a BJP state, that's the problem.
Ishkaran is responding.
Why does the job...
Ishkaran is responding to you. Ishkaran,
of a journalist change when it is a BJP rule state, and the job description contracts when it is a non-BJP state. That is the problem. All the people doing candle marches or Bollywood. You remember Bollywood doing in Kathua with all those placards? Devistan and all that stuff. That time they were not actors. That time they were not Bollywood. That time they were fighting for justice. Now, why are those same placards and posters not coming out? Why are they Bollywood now, or why are you an author now? That is the problem, fundamental problem, that your job description changes depending on the state a crime happens in.
A question here. You define your job and how you decide on my behalf how I define my job. This is the fundamental.
Different periods, how people define their jobs, that is the problem. When the relevant factor is it happening in BJP state?
Can I come in with a small point? Can I come in with a small point? You see, I'll tell you. One minute. Shika, I'll tell you one minute. Shika, that the hashtag is Shika Mukherjee, the hashtag is convenient silence, and for that you'll have to hear me for a bit, and I know that I just don't make a song and dance about it, but I just want to tell you, people get very touchy when I say where is the Aparna Sen lobby. I mention the Aparna Sen Nasiruddin Shah lobby because whenever anything happens in a BJP ruled state, they feel the situation in India is so claustrophobic that they cannot live in this country anymore. They would rather leave the country and go anywhere else in order to feel safe. They call my country genocidal. And what happened to Deepika Padukone now? I want to know today. What happened to JNU now, SK Datta? I'm asking today. Deepika Padukone, allow me. What do you say? I'm asking.
What has that got to do with why is there silence?
Speak out.
About it.
She will speak out.
He will speak out. When?
She is speaking out.
What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
He must have to left her campaigning and go there at the site of it.
They have all gone.
Can I expand the nature of the debate, please? And I'm also going across to Sardar RP Singh for a minute. You see, please don't think I have any agenda here, but Deepika Padukone suddenly on 7th January 2020, she went to JNU, she started crying, she stood beside somebody called Aishi Ghosh, and she made a big song and dance about CAA, and then people said, what's going on? She said, I felt so moved that all Indian Muslims are going to lose their citizenship that I had to come and stand in solidarity. I actually want Deepika Padukone to take a flight. I'm sure she can afford to take a flight to Kolkata. Then from there take a car or whichever way, find her way to Birbhum, stand there in solidarity with the people. Why don't Nasiruddin Shah, RP Singh, Deepika Padukone and Aparna Sen, I'm only mentioning 3 people, go there and do a candlelight vigil? Why don't they? When Mamta Banerjee came to, by the way, when Mamta Banerjee came to Mumbai after winning in Kolkata in the Bengal elections, there was a meeting and everybody stood up there and said, okay, Congress is over, this is the new Congress, Rahul Gandhi is over, but Mamta Banerjee is going to save us. At that very point of time, everybody stood there. But now when the questions need to be asked, this whole break the silence lobby has gone completely silent. So my question to you, RP Singh, is why are they so conveniently silent? Let's just look at that. RP.
Arnab, let me start with this. If they can't afford, I'll bear for the expenses to go and stand with the victims of the Birbhum. They should go and stand with them. But it is not new. The communist fellow sitting in your panel here. It started way back in 1970. I remember that nanny, that the lady was forced to eat the rice mixed with the blood of his son. I still remember that, Sandberry. So it started from there and it's still on. And Mamta Banerjee came with the pledge that she will ensure that there is a rule of law. So she said, kuch bhi hota to chika jata hai. So where is the lobby today? Where is the lobby today? None of them is standing there. None of them is saying a word, not uttering a word. Not a tweet by Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Vadra, Akhilesh Yadav, Nasiruddin Shah, all these lobbyists. Not a single tweet. It has been this has been hurtled back in the news story. Your channel is the only channel which is reporting this way and trying to pursue this. Otherwise, it has been shown as this is some feud between 2 families which happened. Although it's known that it is the TMC style of functioning. We have lost 300 workers from last 4 or 5 years. We have lost 300 workers there. They were exodus now. Now the other problem is the evidence has been tampered with and people who are witnesses have been told to move out of the villages now. Police has enforced them to move to the villages. So that's why court has to order for a CBI inquiry now.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's really looking very bad, Manojit, very bad. SK Datta is on the debate. Viewers, another point I want to make is, for the lobby, if it is Modi, the response is outrage. If it is BJP, then the response is visceral. Any issue worth standing for...
Are you in Kolkata?
No, any issue, I'll tell you why.
In Bengal, you don't even know what is happening out there. You're just commenting.
Can I come in?
What do you know? What do you know? We run Bengal's #1 channel. Why don't you watch Republic Bangla and open your eyes? Watch it. It's inconvenient for you that there is a channel in Bengal which questions you now. You don't like it, no? You wanted an autocracy in the media. It's gone. It's over.
#1. Forget about that. No, it's one.
No, I'm asking you very directly.
One section you.
No, I'm not going to forget about it. My question. I'm not going to forget about it.
Please, don't beat your own chest. Don't beat your chest. Please don't do this, right? You are doing fine, fantastic.
Can I come in?
And that's suggestion.
No, I'm not talking about that. What I'm saying is, Monojit, I have a question for you. Monojit, I'll expand the nature of the question.
That means you can do business in Bengal without any hassle. Hassle-free business. You are dismissing your own narrative.
Why should the media? Should the media take a permission of a political party to operate in a state?
That means you can do.
I get my freedom as a member of the media from the Constitution, not from the Trinamool Congress or any party.
We know how we have been abusing government. We know how you have been abusing Mamta Di for the last 1 year, and yet you are #1 because we
abusing. I don't abuse anyone. I question everyone. Then 1 minute. Let me. I can't hear. Just one minute. Taslim, let me continue.
Even on this issue, Mamta Banerjee herself has condemned the issue. Yes, if you're #1, that means you are doing hassle-free business in Bengal, despite the fact that you have been abusing us, Mamta Di, her government, every nook and corner of the state. You have been abusing her for the last 1 year. And still, you are doing business free and unfairly. That is democracy for Bengal.
Just 1 minute. I want to tell you one thing. First of all, I'll tell you one thing. First of all, now Manojit, I'll say something to you.
Coexistence of all the communities together, including...
Thank you. Thank you. Made your point. I want to get SK and then I'm expanding the debate. Manojit, first of all, don't keep telling me that you have allowed me to do business in Bengal. We're running a channel. For you, it may be a business. For us, it is journalism. My next point is, can I just make a point here, please? And Manojit, I'm saying something to you.
Because Bengal...
They're all, I'm not discussing Republic. Your problem is you are all obsessed about Republic.
Law and order in Bengal. That's why...
I'm not even discussing Republic.
Coming to Bengal.
I'm not discussing Republic. I'm making another point. Thank you. I'm making another point. Just allow me, please, 30 seconds. I am saying that when it comes to any issue which can be twisted and turned to blame the BJP and Prime Minister Modi...
I have said that law and order is absolutely stable.
I'm not deriding. I'm saying that it's terrible.
However horrendous it is, will not change the fabric of Bengal. Not at all. If it is terrible,
Okay,
how could
now
you make
please
business?
stop.
How could you become #1 in 1 year?
But how?
No. Can I just request you to stop? No, 1 minute. I can also shout back. Now, you want me to shout back? I'll shout back at you. My point is, I'm not only discussing Bengal. I'm discussing everywhere. When there is an issue which cannot be twisted, cannot be turned to blame the BJP and to blame Modi, then it doesn't matter. Which is why in the Franco Mulakal case, I'll give one example. Franco Mulakal case, SK. When there is a nun who says that I have been raped by a member of the church, right? At that point of time, there is no reporting on it. Absolutely. In Singhu border, I was just saying to my panelists sometime back, in the Singhu border, when a 35-year-old man is lynched, killed, his body held, Taliban style publicly, so everybody sees, there is no reporting on it because, our lobbyists are not going to like it. It is going to hurt Yogendra Yadav. 1 minute and one more point. Allow me to complete, don't shout. My question is, and I'll continue, I'll close my ears and I'll speak here. SK, the fact of the matter is the same Lutyens media cabal which ran campaigns over abrogations of 370, saying all kinds of things. They were completely silent when a civilian called Rauf Ahmad Khan was killed by terrorists in December 2021. They did not say it. Because they want to only run campaigns that villainize the Prime Minister and the BJP. And that's the irony of it. There was a campaign against CA, but they were silent over Hindus being targeted in Bangladesh. Tell me today, Monojit Mandal, how many times did you do a campaign on Hindus being targeted in Bangladesh? Tell me, Syed Asad Abbas, who's joining us right now. How many times did they go to the streets about Hindus being targeted in Bangladesh.
Their representatives, Mahua Mitra, they run and go to Uttar Pradesh. They run and go to Assam.
Can you allow me to speak now? I think, Arnab, let's look at this debate. I think there needs
what's
to be
SK is on the debate. SK first. I'm going to SK first. There's a delay. Go on.
What I'm trying to say out here is, like, whenever there is any kind of issue in the BJP ruled state, they ignite the whole nation into fire. They are not the Lutyens media. They are actually the Tukre gang media, funded by the ISI, by the Taliban, and by the anti-national forces as such. Has Mamata Banerjee done a very big service by going to Rampur Hat? What kind of service has she done by going there as such? And where were these people when the whole of Bengal was burning after elections? None of them uttered a word at all. The lobby led by Aparna Sen and others, I believe that they must have vanished off to Dhaka now. Their stoic silence actually speaks in volumes as such, And Deepika Padukone, tomorrow again she'll come to JNU, she'll come to DO if she finds in any issue related to the BJP ruled states or to scandalize the Prime Minister. But anything happening in Maharashtra, anything happening in Kerala, or anything happening in Bengal, she will just put in Fevicol in her mouth as such. And she will shut her mouth as such. And this is
I'll take it one step further from what you said, SK. I'll take it one step further from there. Any violence against the law must be questioned. No, I'll take it one line further. Any violence against the law must be questioned. But if a false villainization of the majority is not possible, then this lobby resorts to convenient silence on the issue. Why was there silence over Kashmiri Pandits? The Kashmir Files issue has raised that. Why was there silence over the genocide of Hindus in Kashmir? Why was there no outrage? Why was there a convenient silence when the sadhus were lynched? When the sadhus were lynched in Palghar? Tell me, Syed, why was there no outrage when there were conferences? When there were conferences to dismantle Hindutva? When there were conferences to dismantle Hindutva? Where was the outrage then?
There was outrage.
I shall answer you.
There was no outrage.
Heard all the panelists
For this
respectfully.
lobby,
Can you allow me my
there
time to
was
speak?
something like
Louder, please. I can't hear Syed in the studio clearly. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Louder. Yeah, go on. Louder. Just be a bit louder. Yeah, Syed.
Okay, Arnab, coming straight to the point, I certainly agree with you on the front that there needs to be an outrage on everything. Where was the outrage, sir? When Haridwar, there were genocide calls against Muslims. Where were the outrage? Now, after watching Kashmiri Pandit, what do we hear? Desh ke gaddaron ko, goli maar salon ko. So I also question the lobby, the selective lobby, which speaks only for the majority and not the other side. The fact of the matter, Mamata Banerjee is a leader in the Bengal. The BJP lost Bengal. They were humiliated there.
But
that is the reason we see all of this. Now coming to people, now listen. Now coming to people being killed. Yes, and there must be an inquiry into this. Those victims,
let us make. Can I just read 4 lines, Arnab, because it is very important. Bas, if you have done.
Also, as a matter of fact, we need to understand that all of this, the spread which is being able to be built, the propaganda of the BJP is the one narrative they follow. That
equal the camera angles on both cameras, Anand.
Okay, now let me just read 4 lines because this is very important. Arnab, it is not only a conspiracy of silence when it is a non-BJP state, it is also an attack on symbols of Hinduism and Hinduism itself. I will just read 4 lines. I am Hindustan, I am ashamed, 8-year-old girl, gang raped, murdered in Devistan temples. Now, what does a crime have got to do with you are a Hindustan? And this is a lady who is, I don't know what her religion is, because there were multiple Bollywood people doing this. What has a temple or Hindustan? I believe they never use the term Hindustan, it's always India. But when it's a crime in which you want to highlight a temple or a Hindustan or a Devistan, that is how you use your PR machinery to highlight it. And every single person of the same lobby stood with the placard doing a PR, the content was same, the text was same, and suddenly everybody, and there are various names, Swara Bhaskar, this is maybe Huma Qureshi, Kareena Kapoor, Huma Qureshi, everyone was, I am Hindustan and this is Devistan. This is how they target not only BJP, but also temples, but also Hindustan, and that is why a movie like Kashmir Files, because for 30 years you do not show truth, then when a movie shows truth, it will become viral, and then you have a problem why the movie makes money.
The question
that is the problem.
Suppose I want to ask that question, but I'm broad basing it right now. And right now I want to get only two people in the debate. That's Tasleem Rahmani and Amber. Just two people will speak. Everybody will watch, because everybody speaks together. It becomes confusing. You see, Amber, there's a young man, I think 27 years old, called Harsha. He was a Hindu activist, and he used to call himself Harsha Hindu. How was he killed? Most brutally. WhatsApp videos were made of his killing. They were sent to his family. Was there any outrage over it in this group?
No.
Was there a protest? Did they say that, how can people live in India anymore? We become genocide.
That is the irony of our country. Despite living in a free country, we see selective outrage from people. When it doesn't suit their agenda or ideology, they don't speak about it. They don't come out and light their candles, and they don't come out on road. So that is the irony of our country, that people are politicizing such issues when people are being burnt alive, killed on roads and in daylights. Broad daylight. That is the irony. Nobody is talking about when they only talk about when it suits their agenda.
They don't talk even. Okay, here's a question. One minute. You don't question. I'm questioning you.
Since the very beginning, when Kashmir exodus happened, did people talk? Did people talk that the supposedly
since 2014 only? Since 2014 onward, last 7 to 8 years, it's more than 500 lynchings.
No one speak.
It's 500 lynchings, and I'm not naming any name. I'm not quoting any name. 500 in lynching, and there were incidences where lynchers has been glorified by the ruling.
Then my question to you is 1 minute.
I'm not talking about any religion.
Specific example I have with you.
I'm quoting a number. It may be Harsha, it may be
whosoever.
What may be Harsha, may be something. There was Harsha. Harsha was an individual. He was a human being. He belonged to the Hindu religion. Was he killed because he was a Hindu? 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 I'm asking him, not you, sir. Was he killed because he was a Hindu? Was he killed because
they were Muslims?
Okay, yes, but Harsha was killed because he was a Hindu? Maybe. Why a maybe then? Were Kashmiri Pandits killed because they were Hindus? Were Kashmiri Pandits killed because they were Hindus? This is your convenient silence. This is your convenient silence.
There was chanting of Jai Shri Ram. That's why they were killed because they were Muslims.
This is the problem. You see, you don't understand what I'm saying. There is.
And Kashmir
allow me.
About Kashmiri Pandits, we always try to send them back. We back to the government of India. We back this same government. They are not sending them back. They have to be questioned.
I'm going again on the. Thank you. I'm going again on the point. You see, just step back for a moment and think about what we are talking about here. My point is that there has been a convenient silence. When Tauqir Raza Khan, I think, he had an arrangement with the Congress party, which got 1 or 2% in the UP elections. Tauqir Raza Khan said that the day my boys take the law into their own hands, then Hindus will not find a place to stay in India. There is going to be no place for them to stay anywhere in India.
It was about the Dharam Sansad people who were issuing an open call for the massacre of 20 lakhs.
Do you support what Tauqir Raza said? Do you support what he said?
I do not.
I'm asking Sunil Chopra.
No one supports.
Okay, I'm asking. I can't hear talk to both. I'm talking to one. I'm talking to Sunil.
No one supports such statements, first. Yes. Secondly, my point is these statements are of a lunatic fringe. But when the lunatic fringe becomes the Home Minister and comes to Bengal and says it's a matter that is non-political, then I get why.
I think you're completely misquoting him, but I'll ask you. Can I ask you a question? 1 minute. I want to ask you a question.
No, I'm not.
No. You're saying the statement. Just
of any country a lunatic fringe. I think you need to get your brain tested before you call it.
I did not call him a lunatic fringe.
What were you talking then? What were you saying that? You said that when a lunatic fringe. No. You were saying when a lunatic fringe becomes this.
But when the Home Minister comes and says something like that,
the question which should be asked is the laws should be the rules should be the same everywhere. And I go I am going. Please allow me to complete. I'm getting impatient now. Sardar R.P. Singh. When it comes The question is, Sunit Chopra, when it comes to the people in the Dharam or one person there, one individual there who makes an extreme point, you say that the entire government of India is responsible, don't you? So that time there is no fringe. Your concept of the fringe is only limited to one side. No. You're being a complete hypocrite here tonight. RP Singh is on the debate. RP is
all sides.
No.
This is the convenient silence. You know,
the government should not.
RP saying something. RP saying something.
No, this man. How can this man say all these words against the Home Minister of the country without any evidence, without iota of evidence? Without any evidence, Mr. Sumit Chopra, you need medical treatment. You need to go to the doctor. You need to be treated. आपका दिमाग हिल गया है, आपको इलाज की जरूरत है.
But why is there a convenient silence? Okay,
you need a medical treatment.
More than medical treatment. You need political education.
Left doing in Kerala. How many people are being killed in Kerala day on day in? How many people are being killed? How many people are killed in West Bengal? I just quoted how mother was forced to eat rice soaked in the blood of her son.
What happens in Bengal with Kerala?
Why should he not ask questions?
I'm not covering up. I'm exposing you.
I'll ask
covering up for what? And today in Bengal, the situation is that people are protesting. And they're protesting widely.
You know, when there is Sunit Chopra, RP one second. I'll get SK back on the debate. SK and Syed Abbas for a minute on the debate. The problem is there is a pattern that even when there is outrage, people are glossing over the facts. They never address certain issues. For example, 2 days back, there was outrage. How could our very own, Hamara Apna, our dear, our very own, poor little Umar Khalid not get bail? You know, not get bail. Not get bail.
Social media. Absolutely. This is where the problem is. This selective outrage is the biggest problem as such. And they undermine the
Is it true? Then my question is,
selective outrage.
SK first.
Amnesty.
When Hindus are being targeted, when Hindus are being killed, not a single word of condemnation. Whether it's in Kerala, whether it's in Bengal, whether it's in Delhi, or whether it's in any other part of the country, they were silent for almost 30 years on the exodus and the killing of the Kashmiri Pandits. They never uttered a word. But whenever there is there is a killing of any Muslim, then they make a hue and cry at the international level, and the outrage itself becomes cosmic as such. This is where the problem is. This is where the problem is, and what will the left talk about it?
When we keep talking about the silence, another example which comes to my mind, Ishkaran. And if I can have Syed Abbas on one side and Ishkaran on the other. My next question is this. The question is this, Syed Abbas, just think about it. The same lobby that calls Varavara Rao a poet completely glosses over the fact that there is a charge sheet which says that he has procured arms and ammunition, and he's got several M4 brand rifles, 400,000 rounds of ammunition. The same lobby does not speak about Yasin Malik. The same lobby says that Yasin Malik has been a youth icon. They love Umar Khalid. They don't talk about what he did in the Delhi riots. They don't talk about what has been found there. You know, the same lobby actually. There is an organization. There is a media organization. There is a media organization. There is a media organization. I speak about everything. I speak about everything.
Amnesty International. No, let me tell you. Umar Khalid we are talking about. Okay, let me just read out this statement.
Okay,
let me just read out the statement.
I will answer.
Arnab,
No.
After a bail gets denied, Amnesty International.
You've spoken enough on the debate. The question is addressed to me, so I'd like to answer. Arnab, you cannot equate Yasin Malik. You cannot equate Yasin Malik.
You don't hold the mic. You are not Ronald Reagan. You can't say this is my mic. I will decide who will speak. How can you decide
Umar Khalid go and do that?
You will decide my freedom of speech.
So it is absolutely
you speak on your time when you are called, and speak sense. If you speak sense, you get to speak more.
Also,
if you speak nonsense, we have to mute you. Unfortunately,
that means
learn to speak sense. Now try to speak sense.
That is why it all goes wrong. You cannot equate a Yasin Malik to an Umar Khalid. Umar
Do you
Khalid
support?
is under.
Let me ask
is
you a
not under
simple question.
sentence.
Do you support
Umar Khalid has
Amnesty
not been
International
given
India
bail. So you need
questioning
to
our
understand
judiciary
that.
and
It is
saying after
absolutely
a bail is
unfair
denied
to
that
bring in
Umar Khalid
Umar
must
Khalid and
be
Yasir Malik
released
also as a matter of
immediately
fact,
as he
time
was
and again,
exercising his right of
there has
freedom
been
of
a
speech
propaganda
and
of
peaceful
the
assembly.
BJP,
In a
one-sided
case where
propaganda.
53 people have
We
died,
need to bust that
Amnesty
narrative.
International, after a court judgment, and this is their first statement after they closed their office. So, do you as an Indian support Amnesty International saying and trying to override a judgment of the court and say immediately release Umar Khalid, even though the judiciary finds he is a
as an
full person
Indian,
to be in jail because 53 Indians died. And remember, this is their first statement since they closed their
Allow me to
office.
answer.
This is the important
Do you-
gift to Umar
Okay,
Khalid.
now allow me
That
to
is the
answer.
reality.
Okay, allow me to
Or do
answer,
you
my
see
friend. Okay.
United Nations
Now allow me
speaking
to
or
answer.
tweeting in favor of certain
Okay,
journalists
now allow me
who
to
write
answer.
in
You asked the
international
question.
newspapers?
No, you
Why
asked the
do these
question. Now allow me to
international
answer.
lobbies get
Okay.
involved in
Now
these
have-
cases?
have the guts,
That shows
have
where
the
the problem
heart,
lies.
have the
And as an
courage,
Indian,
have
do
the
you
courage
support these international
to hear
lobbies
my answer.
interfering in
Do
our
you?
judicial or our
Okay, now hear my
investigation
answer.
system? It's a simple
Don't go
question. Do you
one-sided
support
narrative.
international lobbies,
No.
international forums,
Look
international
at this cover.
organizations
It's not
interfering
ready
in
to hear my
investigation
answer.
and
Look
the
at this
judicial
cover.
process in
Who's
India?
going on with this
Please
question
be
and
an
has no
Indian
answer.
and say you
Now
don't
allow me
support
to
them.
answer you.
That's the least
Now
you
allow
can
me
do.
to
I'll
answer
ask you,
you.
Syed,
Do you,
Syed,
as
Or
an
you
Indian,
support these
true to
international
your blood,
organizations
true to your
commenting
birth
after
as
a
an
judicial
Indian,
announcement
agree
saying
with
release this guy
Kapil Mishra's
immediately,
देश के
or
गद्दारों को,
United
गोली मारो,
Nations in midst
मारो
of Ukraine
सालों
war
को.
commenting on certain, I don't know, journalists or pamphlets, whatever you call them,
Okay,
and
don't be a
speaking in their
coward,
favor.
Ishkaran.
Do you support all
Ishkaran,
that?
don't be a,
At least
don't be
take
a
a stand
coward.
for India.
Don't be a pussycat. Don't be a pussycat. Don't be a coward.
I am a
You've asked a
coward.
question. Here's the
These
answer.
are name callings,
Here's
don't
the
change
answer.
anything, and we all know who has
Don't be a
what courage
coward now.
levels. Please
Being
don't
a
tell me what is
coward.
courage level.
You have no courage. So if
Who
you have
is a
asked a
coward?
question,
How
here's
does
the
the word
answer.
even come in?
Do you
know
as
the
an
meaning of the
Indian,
word?
true to your blood,
Living in an AC
true to your
office, neither you nor me can
birth,
be brave on
side
account.
with Kapil Mishra who said देश
Speak
के
the
गद्दारों
truth.
को गोली मारो सालों
Try to
को,
speak the
and
truth.
Kapil Mishra
Can you
who
experience
gave an
for you?
ultimatum
Try
to the
to make
police.
sense.
Huh?
That would be a
Can you
new
answer me
experience
today? Can you grow a spine, Mr. Ishkaran Bhandari?
Arey, it's a
Grow a
simple
spine
question.
and
Do you
you answer me.
support such statements
Kapil
or
Mishra,
not? Which
when
try to
Kapil Mishra
overturn
gave an
judgments or
ultimatum to the
judgments
police
by
that
international
इनको देख लो नहीं तो हम छोड़ेंगे नहीं. You favor him. You are the biggest one-sided hypocrite on the Republic TV today. Stop being a hypocrite. Try to be human. Try to be India is about being human. Try to be an Indian human. Don't be a propaganda agent. Don't have a one-sided narrative. Try to grow a spine. Don't be a coward. Try to be a man with morals. Don't be a coward by being an agent of propaganda.
The topic actually is self-explanatory. We can debate this ad nauseum. What is very clear here is whether it's Yasir Malik, Varavara Rao, whether it's Umar Khalid, Sarjil Imam, in all these cases, whenever there is an issue on which they feel there is no opportunity to embarrass someone in the BJP, they all go undercover. These are the people who make caste equations on Pulwama martyrs. Please. Yes. They exonerate the PFI. These are the people who are quiet on Birbhum. These are the people who support Sarjil Imam, who says there are so many Muslims here in this country, let us all come together, that we will cut off the chicken's neck, we will cut out the northeast from the rest of India, not that this person can speak for anybody from any religion. And ladies and gentlemen, the fact is the contrasts are very stark. I suggest that there should be some atonement. We must start thinking about this hypocrisy, and we must end this convenient silence. I thank you all very much for this debate this weekend. Thank you.
The cries of the